You're listening to Dr. Tonya White Johnson podcast, where every day is an opportunity to inspire someone.
If we don't understand this, we will sit here and we will not progress. So, in continuance of those laws, I want to share tonight a little bit about the law of attraction, the law of expectation, and the law of self-fulfilling prophecy. They all go hand in hand. And what I understood is that you can change your life right now if you chose to. Do we believe that? Do we understand that? Right this very minute, your life, my life, could change. Right now, Sister Gloria, your life could change forever if we chose to. But we have to choose it, and the key is we have to understand it. So, for me, understanding the law of attraction, it was life transforming. And I don't stand here just speaking gibberish to you or just talking about it. I have used it. That's why I can share it. As I was getting my education, my bachelor's, my master's, my PhD, I used the law of attraction to get it. I saw myself, and we'll talk about this in a minute, but I saw myself walking across that stage. Every single time I got a little tired, I got a little weary, I saw myself walking across that stage. Every time, as the pastor would tell you, Jack White would tell me, give up. You don't have to do all of this. I saw myself walking across that stage. So you have to understand that you are the creator of your own reality. Everything that's happening in our life right now, and I got scripture to back it up. Don't worry about it. I'm not coming up here just with a secular theory. There is scripture to back this up. But everything that we are going through in our lives and the way that we respond to it in our lives, we created it. We created it. We created poverty. If we're sitting in poverty tonight, I created it. You created it. If you're sitting here and your health is not good, we created it. Whatever you're sitting in that is negative or goes against the laws of God, we created it. Now, just like we created it, we can uncreate it. Because God made us in his image and after his likeness. So God is a creator, and he made us to be creators. And every single time, that's why I try to share with some people that I work with even here, that I talk to even here, stop saying negative things. Stop saying I don't feel well. Stop saying I don't have any money. Stop saying I can't afford it. Stop saying I can't do that. Because every time you're saying it, you're putting it out there in the atmosphere, and God knows that's what's coming right back to you. So every time you say that, you are dooming yourself. Every time you say it, you're dooming yourself. Now, the other thing I want to share with you about that, too, a lot of us, and I'm going to use this because a lot of us use it, but see, we use it in the wrong way, and we don't understand it. We've heard the pastor say the other day when he called me, he was like, oh, I'm good, godly, and grateful. And it was so beautiful the way he said it. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. And we tend to say it, too, but what happened is that we don't believe it. Do you understand? You just can't say it. When you just say it, it means absolutely nothing. We are energetic beings. We are full of energy. Think of yourself as a magnet. Think of yourself as a magnet. We are walking magnets. Pastor talks about the cosmic energy and all that stuff all the time. We are walking magnets. So whatever you put out there in the universe, the law of attraction says it comes right back at you. So whatever it is, you put out there. But it can't be just you talking it. You have to feel it with every fiber in your being. So if you ever heard him speak it, he says, I'm good, godly, and grateful, baby. He doesn't say, I'm good, godly, and grateful. That's not it. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling exactly, but he says it with a knowledge. He says it with a knowledge. So when he says good, he sees good. When he says godly, he sees God is watching me. When he says grateful, he says I'm thankful for all things in my life. So every time you speak those words, it must be with that same faith, with that same energy. Otherwise, it means absolutely nothing. So these are some things that we're missing because we're talking, we're saying things. So we think we're saying the right things, because we've been taught to say this, but you're not, you have no knowledge, you're not feeling it. The earth, the universe is not feeling it. So you're getting exactly what you are feeling, not what you are saying. That's how the law of attraction works. And if you want some scriptures to back that up, we understand that there's an undeniable connection between your perception, your thoughts, and your speech. Whatever you're thinking, that's what you're speaking. So the first scripture, we'll go with that one. Proverbs 23:7, whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he. Have we ever really stopped to analyze that one? Have you ever really stopped? See, that's the thing. We tend to quote scriptures. That's what bothers me about church folks. Because we quote them because we know them. They're embedded in us, but we don't have a knowledge of them. So when we're speaking, do you understand that when we're talking them, it means nothing? So just because you're putting it out there, it means zero, nothing. There's nothing behind it. There is no faith behind it. There is no knowledge behind it. Therefore, it means nothing. So whatsoever a man thinketh, that means 24/7, whatever you're thinking, that's exactly what you are. So when we're sitting at home feeling bad about not having money, you're putting that energy out there, and guess what? Tomorrow, you're not going to have money. The next day, you're not going to have money. The next year, you're not going to have money. When you say, oh, I can't afford the $500 in July, as soon as you heard it, some of us, and let's be real about it, soon as you heard it, oh, I'm not going to be able to get that. I can't do that. Right away, and guess what? You put it out in the universe, and I promise you it's true. I promise you it is true. Year to year, for the appreciation, we know it's coming. When we say, oh, I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to afford that. I don't have a job. What are you putting? Whatsoever a man thinketh, so is. That's a perpetual law. It does not change. It's not going to change because you don't understand it. It's not going to change because I don't understand it. It's a law. So that's what I want you to get. These laws, they were in the universe before we got here. And you hear the pastor saying this all the time, but I want to make sure that you understand that science proves this. They back it up. They were in the universe before we got here. You are not going to change the law of gravity because you don't understand it. So I promise you, you drop from a building, unless God intervened like he did with Jordan, I promise you, you're going down. So it doesn't matter that you were ignorant of it. It does not matter that you didn't know about it. So do you see how that works? So it doesn't matter that maybe you didn't understand the law of attraction. That's what we've been attracting, those negative things to us all this time. Why? Because of the way that we think. So another scripture to back it up says is Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. So why would God tell us this? Why would God tell us to think on? He didn't say whatsoever things are poor, whatsoever things are of poverty, whatsoever things that is not working out in your life, think on these things. So why would God tell us that scripture? So we are to only think of things that are honest and pure and lovely and of a good report. Why? Because that's exactly what we're putting out in the universe, and that's what we're going to get back. Now, again, I'm not telling you something I don't know for sure. I promise you that this worked to get my husband. Why? Because I believed the man of God when he said God was going to send me a husband. So I never let it enter my mind that a husband was not coming. As people would say, oh, ain't nobody around here getting husbands, I'm getting a husband. And even when the enemy tried to speak to me in my ear, I said, oh, no, you're wrong. You see, because the pastor said, God said, he's sending me a husband. Every time I went to that altar, I said, God, thank you for my husband. I believed I was going to. I never let it. I didn't care. People would talk about it. My husband, I used to tell Sister Gwen right there, she's a witness. What I used to tell you, I told you my husband was at the gas station, didn't I? She asked me where he at. I said, he's getting a tune-up. He's on his way. He's on his way. I don't know where he is, but he's at the gas station. Another time he was getting a tune-up. Another time he was getting a maintenance. It don't matter. He was on his way. My husband was coming. When I understood that, I said, okay, this is how it works. Now, it took some years. It took years. And this is what I want you to understand is that it's a process. You can't today, I couldn't today say, oh, my husband is coming, and then tomorrow be like, I don't know. Oh, you see? Because every time we stop, it stops. You see? So now we just went one step back. So every time we say we don't have, we go one step back. Every time you say it again, we don't have, I won't have, we go one step back. So you got to keep moving forward. You got to keep saying it is here. Whatever God has said, whatever God has prophesied, whatever he has spoken, it shall surely come to pass. That's what I constantly tell my husband about his invention. It don't matter that it didn't happen already. It shall surely come to pass because God said that it was. It shall surely come to pass when he's ready.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope that you've enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to contact Dr. Tonya White Johnson, you may contact her at www.tonyawhitejohnson.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.